it as a learning experience, grow with it, understand it, and do not hold that within yourself. Because if you hold it within yourself and carry it around, it'll start coming off in relationships, even in relationship with a boyfriend or your kids or a friend, because what went on with your dad. So look at it as something to learn from, but just don't generalize it and say, well, men is like this, and say, because it's not that case. We are different. And without knowing your dad, because I don't know, so I'm just responding of the words. I don't know what he went through, how was he raised, why does he feel that way? So I don't want to disrespect him, but I just don't want you to hold that within your heart and carry that, because it will hinder you from growing within yourself.
True indeed. True indeed. Well put. World class, what you think, man?
Oh, there we go. I just, coming from the children is definitely a red flag. A lot of these children, folks, watch crazy crap on TV, all these YouTube tablets and stuff like that. But, it just as a man, let's just say everything she's saying is true and it's genuine. You have to understand it. As a dad, selfishness is long out the door. And it kind of goes to those old points, man. When you make that decision to put your Johnson, so-called unprotected, inside of a female, you're giving that selfish thing up. It's a wrap for that. It's a leadership position, whether you're a leader or not. That's why it's like we say often, a lot of these men aren't leaders. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if you're a leader or not. When you do certain things like become a dad, you don't have that right. You have to. It's 2023. We've heard the complaints, fake ones and the real ones, and we have to find a way to do better. Let's just say that. Can't do it all, but you have to find time to put that time in with them, figure out who this human being that we brought here is, and give them opportunity to learn where they come from. That's the dad. So,
true indeed. Me, man, it's what do you do when dad don't love nobody but himself? You love yourself even harder. You use that as fuel for your engine. That's specifically what I did. I didn't know my dad from a can of paint. Was told he didn't want anything to do with me. So what I can do is I can, say his loss. But again, in saying his loss, I have to prove that, though. I could say his loss and be a drug dealer, gangbanger, get locked up, get deleted. Was it really? It really wasn't, though. But I can grow up and be a successful father, a loving, caring husband, a brother, a cousin, a teammate, a friend. I can do that. I can encourage myself and pat myself on the back with kudos, saying my father is not the man I am. He wasn't willing to stick it out with his family. He wasn't willing to get in his car every day and go to work to provide for his family. He wasn't willing to put a pretty dress on his wife and take her out for a night on the town to tell her how much he loved her and appreciate her, and unequivocally, unapologetically in front of anybody will say it. So I kind of use that as fuel for my fire. It keeps me going. Every day I got to wake up, because he was a coward. He didn't want to do this. He couldn't do this, because if he could have, he would have, but he didn't. But I think that's the difference between me and other people. Instead of using this as a reason to beat up on people, to come over to their page, to speak nonsense, to wave a flag of discontent that it can happen to you. No. I try to do something different. I try to be a positive inspiration, a positive motivating force within your life. Rest in peace, Aaliyah, baby girl. But it's something different now. And, I can't sit idly by and say nothing when I see this. I think it's insensitive. I'm going to welcome Marcus to the panel when I get back from this video.
You want to know somebody doesn't care about you? They just watch you fuck off and they don't say anything. That's the giveaway, because it is much easier. You want to know that people care about you? You want to know that society cares about you? They hold you accountable and they teach you how to think, not what to think, and just ignore the fact that you're fucking making bad decisions over and over again. And then trying to tell you, oh, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Right.
Marcus, what up, bro?
You guys hear me?
Yep. ¿Cómo está?
Hey,
Go.
what's up, man? How you guys doing?
We good, baby. How you doing?
Man, I haven't been on these
What's going
panels in a minute.
Yeah, what's going on,
Yo.
Marcus? Long
Yo,
time
Press,
no see, man.
I didn't know that was you. Yo,
Yeah, I
Press,
know. I think I'm a little too light skinned, as World Class likes to call me. I'm too light, man.
Yeah.
the Press has compa eso.
They just jealous of us, Marcus. I mean,
Yeah, so I was telling World Class. I think they bought me off already, so I'm on their side now. I'm just kidding.
That's commitment. I like commitment.
Yeah. I mean, I respect men, and I respect people, not just men, but people that have a certain code, right, and a certain integrity, and they stand these respect and these boundaries and these limitations. And I think it's awesome that Mr. He Said has Mrs. She Said, and Mrs. She Said has Mr. He Said, and they have a beautiful drive. And I think it's important, it's needed, and it's up to us to fight these evils of the world, and it's up to us as real people. Because I wouldn't be on these panels, and I wouldn't have some people's information. I wouldn't be subscribing, and I wouldn't be liking or commenting. But I didn't respect, and I didn't agree with the code, and I agree with the message. You know, I think that's lacking, and I think that's sad because very few people have the galls and the stones to be straight up. Not just with people, it could be with coworkers, it could be with any everyday people walking on the park. It don't matter. And I think there's a certain sadness right now because, just to give a quick little analogy or comparison, there is a film out right now that was trying to be canceled a few weeks ago because it was exposing child trafficking and sex trafficking, called Sound of Freedom. And it was with the actor playing Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus Christ in Passion of the Christ. It was based on Tim Ballard, who was a CIA and a government operative, or Uncle Sam, my bad, because we don't want the ops as,
Yeah.
you know,
Fine.
as but you know, so things like that, I'm very heavy and I'm strongly feel against, because I was a child. I have nephews and nieces. I don't have kids like some of you guys in the panel and watching, but this is one of the strong things I care about. I have a belief in my spirituality for God, what's evil and what's good. And I think that right now, people right now are folding and bending the knee, and they think that it's okay to go along with it because they're too afraid to say what's wrong. And, you know, I'm not for that. I'm not for this rainbow coalition. I'm not for what's happening, kids being mutilated and castrated. I'm not for what's happening with women thinking that they should just sell themselves and basically hook themselves 3 or 4s on social media. And I'm not for this men are women, women are men. I'm not for this, pyramid is, let's flip the pyramid and let's praise one person, but we got to down somebody else. And usually you're downing and attacking the man. And I don't think that's right. One of the greatest examples is the court system and the prison system. I think that's wrong in itself. Me and Vandrell, we share a personal history because of the fact that we were both military. So we've seen certain things operate a little differently. And that's in itself is sexist in itself for how men are treated compared to women. But hey, at the same time, a lot of you ladies fought for this. You wanted equality. You think you're above approach. You think you deserve this equal outcome. No, you get equal opportunity. You're not entitled to equal outcome, just like I'm not entitled to equal outcome. You got to earn it. You got to work for it, and you got to show it. You know?
Yes, indeed. Well put. My brother. I hear exactly what you're saying. And let's pivot to the other side of the spectrum and bite on this.
Me know, like, oh, you don't have a wife.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't have a family.
Yes.
So you don't understand how having kids can change a person.
Right. Or you ain't a man.
Or
you ain't the king of the castle. Or you ain't
right.
the head. You not the head. You the
That's
tail.
right. That's right.
A lot of times I can't talk to you, little because you ain't head of household. I need to talk to head of household, and a lot of times it's your woman. So when I go to talking about how you need to uplift your woman and and stand for your home and pour into your children. Y'all don't get that because that's your woman job for y'all.
That's right.
Y'all
That's right.
pass that
That's
to
right.
the woman.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
But as men, we got to start to uplift and say, nah, I'm pouring into the children.
That's right.
I'm pouring into the house the same way she is. That ain't
right.
just your job, that's our job.
Especially if you come from not having that.
What you guys think about that? Marcus, let's start with you, man. What do you think about that clip?
You know, like I said, I'm not, like, I kind of agree to a certain extent because I never posed to be married. You know, I'm not pretending to be married and have all the solutions. Like I said, I listen for the most part, and then if I have a perspective, I'll give it. So usually it's kind of like, you know, World Class is a father. Mr. He said, you're a family man, you're a father and a husband. Mandrell has had experience in that. Vaughn is a dad. So I get what the guy is saying. So it's not like I hate on that. So that's all I got to say.
Okay. World Class, how about you, man? What you thought of the video?
I'm so tired of hearing that crap. It's just, I don't know, man. I guess because my perspective is different. Usually the person that got to solve the problems. And when you get the full story, you usually find out what happened in the beginning. And I always look at the beginning. A lot of that stuff is just out of convenience. A lot of these people get to a good place and then they can forget where you come from, forget how it was. Or you never knew how it really was. A lot of these males are debilitated. A lot of these males are debilitated, having their faculties and their agencies removed from them by their moms. And if they're lucky, older men. See, I think like the women hear me talk and they just, because it is how they are, they automatically think because I'm getting on them that I'm going to let the males get away with it. And I'm not. A lot of times I be talking about the fact that these, you know, chicks delete their children. I guess they think that I think that these niggas, like I'm here when I say it. So I watch how these niggas get quiet. And I watch how the chat using the chat don't say anything. So I know they with it too. You know what I mean? So the responsibility starts at the start. And what I see with these males is like that's the hustle what that dude was just doing. I don't know who he is or kid, but that's the hustle. He could be genuine. He could think what he's saying is real, but that's the hustle now. And the fact is, yeah, we know that they've been the head of household since the 1960s. So what are you saying? If if you flip it and you say it about, you know, you speak to these females' victimhood in the same manner that he did it, then you're a bad person. And I'm just tired of hearing that. Like that's the new hustle. Like that's the main hustle, is to sit up on social media and talk about what these guys is doing, what these guys ain't doing. Yeah, I had to tell a bunch of dudes on these channels, like, you don't have a child, like you don't understand certain things. Like, I'm a dad. That's the position I talk from first. I don't care about that. I don't come from a Morris perspective first. I don't come from a vegan perspective first or YouTuber perspective first. I come from the perspective of being a dad. That is my biggest responsibility. That is my most important responsibility. So I do understand a lot of these dudes don't understand. My goddaughter is 22 years old. I've had to deal with birthday and Christmas and trips and all of that since I was 15 years old. So I understand that part. But when you get on a platform with Charlamagne and you talk like that, all that does is tell these chicks that I can just use, whether I qualify or not, I can keep using that talking point, because y'all have a male like that will hold another male accountable for something that he didn't even sign up for. Like, these dudes are not. Arshawn just said that these dudes are down bad, and these little boys have been undermined. Faculties have been robbed from them. The agencies have been robbed from them, but the pressure and the expectation has doubled. So, to be honest with you, in real life, I'm extremely hard on men. Very, very hard. I don't tolerate excuses. So I'm one of the main ones that really help coach men up to get them out of that rut and really get healthy and shit. But at the end of the day, I have to be responsible as a person that's been in that position at 37 years old and has seen a lot of young dudes and go, the most exceptional ones, they always been under. So I just don't like this new cliff hustle of constantly telling the male that he don't have no money, or he don't have that, or he don't have this. So that tells these little boys that all I got to do. So it'd be clips like that where that dude, it's okay, but it's okay for him to say that. But if you get a young dude that don't give a fuck about nothing, then I got money, I can do whatever I want. I got this, I got that. I can do whatever I want to do. I don't gotta listen to nobody. You feed in that culture of overconsumption. Of all I gotta do is get the bag. It's about, like again, I've said multiple times. He said, our consumer experience has subverted, has replaced our human, and it's sickening. Again, I do understand his point. And normally, maybe a couple of years ago, I'm like, yeah, I get that, but now I don't, because it's the new hustle. I don't like new hustle too fast. To keep trying to talk about males' inadequacies when people have a vested interest in us being inadequate.
True indeed. True indeed. Thank you, man. Thank you for your feedback. Vaughn, Eric, what about you, man? What did you think about what Charlemagne and the brother was chopping it up about? You want me to play it again, or you good?
Oh, I think I'm good. I appreciate you. I'm just going to piggyback once again off of Marcus and World Class. They spoke some wisdom words. I believe also everything in this world has consequences, ups and downs. Through his perspective, that may work for him. Does it work for everyone? No, because we all been raised different culture, atmosphere. But I do believe something like what World Class was saying. His whole lecture that he just did was information. I think we should share the information that we've been raised and information that we have gained throughout our years. Just like the perfect words that you and Miss She said and what you said, I think that should be shared with our children. Your actions should be shared. The words that World Class just said perfectly, amazing. It should be shared. It should be looked at. His actions that he does should be shared. What Marcus said, as far as him and Mandrell been in the military, their actions, their information that they accumulated throughout their life should be shared. And we should be taught the ups and downs, how to mix and gain that perfect sauce that you and Mrs. She said had explained so well throughout your marriage. All these informations help us throughout our life, and it builds us and it makes us who we are. Our young brothers and sisters don't have that information due to the household, what they've been through, what they're going through in school, being teased because they're not learning like other people in class, and then they go out in the neighborhoods and do what they need to do to feel important. Some of these kids need to just sit down and listen to your panel, listen to your information that you have on your YouTube channel. World Class, Marcus, Mandrell, what he does, and the information, the questions that he brings forth on different platforms he's on. All of this will help us grow. All of this will make us strong. All of this will unify us. All of this will show love. All of this make us gods.
That's peace. That's peace. Well said. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody pulling up from the World Class. Shout out to Reese from Philly on the check-in. The Red Dragon. Damn. Hank is pulling up. What up, Hank? Hope all is well, sir. Thank you for having me the other night, man. It was a pleasure as usual. Quantum is here, y'all. What up, Quantum? Hope you're doing good. And all right. You guys know how I do it. I usually have a nice, robust conversation, but I always try to leave on a positive note, give you a little something to think about for the rest of the week till I see you guys again. Mr. Harris, let's get your thoughts on Charlemagne the God before we close out, sir.
Thoughts on Charlemagne the God in this context? I mean,
Yeah.
so
Did you see the clip that I played when he was talking?
I did see the clip, but a lot of times with Charlamagne, understand this, Mr. Harris. 9 times out of 10 with him, there's a lot of sizzle.
Okay.
No meat, no beef. I mean, it's just like you listen to, and you're paying attention to what he says, but it's like I got nothing out of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
I got a fresh group of a panel up here. I got World Class. I got Marcus. I want to ask y'all a question. What are white people superior at, gentlemen?
there you go.
Credit score.
Damn.
Ask the white supremacy. You gonna ask the white supremacist that question?
Oh yeah, don't forget they talk about lawnmowers, mortgage rates. Talk about a financial advisor at the bank. Trader Joe's, maybe Whole Foods. And I told Mandrell to go pick up women at Burlington Coat Factory before too.
True.
They are better at impersonating seasonless ramen. So they're better than us at that.
Oh yeah, talk about what's that season they call rosemary? It's like rubbing a big leaf on a chicken. Yeah.
They just rub it in. They don't leave the shit in there.
They put that in oregano on everything too.
Oregano.
I think like pink Himalayan sea salt, whatever that is. I mean,
now I have to be honest. That's the only sea salt I buy.
Yeah, guess what? Now you're part white now, World Class. You got a little lighter as a moment going on.
That's right. Keep it up, man. You gotta be like one of us, man.
We got him. Delegation has called. It's in.
Raisins in the potato.
Well, you got nappy hair. Nappy's all right with me. My hair is straight.
I see you, Mr. Harris. I see you, Mr. Harris. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Your nappy hair.
Okay.
What?
No. Let's leave on the positive.
No.
You can't trust people that smell
I can't dance at all. I don't pretend. I can't.
Not a
dance.
surprise, which is good.
All right. Oh, that we got another one. We got another one. They good at faking that they invented the world. Child, goodness gracious. Y'all are out here bondage. Y'all are so, oh my goodness.
They are better at having aerodynamic faces.
Oh my Lord. Oppression. Aerodynamic faces. Bondage. Okay.
Is that racist?
Asian.
I don't know.
Marcus, World Class. I don't know how long y'all been watching, but Mr. E said played this video. It was a cartoon about white people and the guns. Listen, bro. If y'all didn't watch it, please go back and watch that segment. If you watch it, people in the chat, if this is on the part you caught, go back, and if you don't watch nothing else, watch that whole area of the show. Watch the whole show, but make sure you catch that. That was wow.
That's definitely a clip then.
Yeah. Look, man, that was wild.
So let's leave everybody with something good.
He now said lice. They better at lice.
Yo, that's so that is
hilarious.
Oh yeah, you forgot about like mayonnaise and like tuna fish sandwiches,
Whip and all that.
Yeah, Miracle Whip is crazy. They need to be enslaved just because the Miracle Whip by itself. Like that don't even.
They're white people superior at.
What exactly are white people superior at?
They're real good at violence.
Violence, genocide. It's like stealing people's lives just because they feel like it.
If you are white and you know this is happening and you say nothing, then you're a killer too.
What exactly are white people superior at?
Insecurity, pretending, fear,
being fearful of nothing,
being ignorant,
blame,
letting their egos control their every move, superior at being dicks.
What exactly are white people superior at?
Oppression,
gaslighting, lack of empathy,
intellectualizing oppression.
Did I say oppression?
What exactly are white people superior at?
Taking what's not there, taking shit,
taking our ideas,
copycatting,
gentrification,
appropriating things that do not belong to them,
taking over other people's culture and making you believe that they invented it.
Maybe they're thinking of it as repurposing. It's like recycle and repurpose.
As my grandma would say, the white folk, they'll take it if you don't copyright it.
They are very good at destruction of land, destruction of people, destruction of humanness.
Republican, whether you're Democrat, whether you're conservative, like white people are really good at upholding white supremacy.
How about claiming that, you know, they are actually a whole separate race, when actually white DNA comes from the black female?
So what exactly are white people superior at?
Honey, lying, stealing, and cheating.
Manipulation.
Withholding information.
Lying.
So basically, the white man is the black man. That's all the shit they say about us.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Damn. He basically described a Tyler Perry movie, if you're not lying.
Facts.
Yeah, I didn't.
But they've been conspiring to act like we've been the ones doing it. They've been the ones doing it.
I felt with Tyler Perry when he had that movie where the veteran took his babies and tossed them out the window. I was like, all right, Tyler, I'm out.
Yeah.
I was like Peter Griffin. I was like, done.
He was
Walk away.
He was light skinned in there too. Ladies, watch out for
That's
the
a fact.
See,
I'm telling you.
The light skin hate is real, Marcus.
It's really rich watching it.
I mean, it's like, you know, it is what it is. Like, my credit score is good, so it's because I followed a white guy. So I appreciate that. But I got my swag from my, you know, melanated brothers. So I appreciate you guys.
What's the swag anymore? Like, no, you gotta relax.
Let's talk game. Let's talk game. Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Where the fuck you get off talking to people about me behind my back, going over my head?
What people?
What people would you think I wasn't gonna find out?
Let's not make fun of Mandrell's height though, right there. That's not very nice.
What? Oh my goodness. He can Marcus and Jones too, can't he? Look at it.
I have to get one lick in. I can't be the guy that's by himself. You know, I am representing Mexico.
Wait, relax. You gotta get one lick in. You gotta relax. I gotta get one lick in. It's wow. You gotta relax. You gotta pause at least.
Well, I mean, you know, my bad. I'll probably watch more BET after.
Nice.
God. Oh, man.
Okay. I got a nice group over here.
I'm sorry, was that I apologize if I offended anybody, by the way.
Listen, I told you that Marcus is in the military, man. We got jokes now.
No,
hard hitting was too,
man.
Yeah,
you know how many Del Taco or Taco Bell jokes I heard of? I don't even claim that a white guy took that. So that's
hey, white people took BET too. So
listen, Mexicans didn't make burritos. So spoiler alert, we didn't make those. It was a white guy's invention. Maybe they took it from somebody.
Let me ask you guys a question. Did y'all know hip hop have a birthday? Hip hop is 50 years old. Do y'all guys like hip hop?
Absolutely. Yeah, I like hip hop. I don't like the new stuff they got out today. I mean,
right.
I think the best thing we got today was Kendrick Lamar.
I don't like. They got rap.
I had a conversation the other day, though. I do disagree that I think that they try to say that the music now is actually better, but no, I disagree because how can a song that wins a Grammy because the word is on repeat over and over again, how can that be a Grammy award-winning song? But back then, the music had lyrics and a story and was more poetry. That's what doesn't make no sense to me.
Exactly.
Because the music now, I don't know.
Let's chop it up a little bit, fellas.
Because one of my favorites is Busta Rhymes.
Further. His verse on Redefinition hits nearly every note within the bar with 4-syllable rhymes, and he does it across a whopping 14 bars.
Born inside the winter wind, day after December 10, these simpletons they mention in the synonym for feminine.
Now, in Redefinition, Most Def is clearly rhyming each word with the beat. This is where Andre 3000 is accenting each rhyme within different places relative to the beat and bar. Within the bar with 4 syllables.
So, some people just listen to music. But some people really dissect the music, the patterns, the schemes, the way it's all put together. I'm pretty sure World Class could, agree or attribute to that. But what do you guys think about constructing the rap songs, the way these guys are layering it, innovating new rap styles and schemes? Do you think that they're thinking of this while they're doing it? Do you think this just happens in, creation? Anybody can jump in, man. No order for this.
Which ones? You want to talk about the ones now or OG?
No. If you talk about Outkast, it's just creation. Those guys,
right.
Big Boy and Andre, even Killer Mike, Basically everybody in Dungeon Family. Okay. I would say Flip Mode Squad, but no, not really. The best one is Buster.
Indeed.
That's what it is. I've been a fan of his since Leaders of the New School. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but then after him, and I was a fan of his still when Outkast first came out, and been a big fan of theirs. 3-6 Mafia, Everybody Hypnotized Minds, Camp Posse. That's different type of Southern music though.
Being creative.
And MF Doom.
So understandable, one of my favorites. So again, do you think that they are aware of the way that their rhymes are going to be looked at on paper when they're doing it, or do you think they're just doing it?
Those people I named, I don't think they're thinking about that. They're just creating. That's just pure talent. From what I can gather, that's just pure talent. Especially people like MF Doom and Andre and Big Boy, they ain't thinking about that.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're deliberately doing it, not so much paper, but they just know how. Andre knows how that rhyme scheme is going to stick out to the average listener. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about mastery at this level. So he's doing that on purpose, like a Lupe or those.
Look what he said. In real hop, it was simply created. Those who destruct it are the archaeologists digging up the DNA.
Yeah, I understand the thing. That's why I love the craft. I always say respect the craft at the end of live. I mean a lot of things, but it taught me a lot about how we think. And it's like, man, they just simply put, they don't want us to think like we. Like it's so much that goes into creating language art. It takes you to a world that only we can tap in. And how I explain it is, we do what the English can do. Because they got rappers over there. They got rappers over there too. They don't do what we do. The Queen's English sound like peasant words over there. Shout out to the Bronx. And it came from the Bronx, right?
Who we talking about?
Hip-hop started in the Bronx, right?
Yeah, it started in the Bronx.
J-Lo.
Nigga said J-Lo. They from Jelly?
J-Lo's building.
Shut up.
Something like that.
We need the bounty system over here when Marcus comes, so we could just
right.
I have to throw in one Latin person at least. Let me just throw one.
No, J-Lo is not the one, man. Y'all can have J-Lo. Y'all can have J-Lo. J-Lo's a hot mess.
Well, technically her numbers are up, so she might have overlapped a couple of us here on this panel for numbers, for bodies.
Her body count? Yeah, you're right.
I got a question.
Those numbers you're talking about.
What do you think when you see them break down like a TikTok video like that or other places? What do you like? What runs do you?
I don't think they had any idea. I mean, I believe they're talented, and I believe they know they're creating, but the way these things are falling is just, you feel it. You jump on that beat, it's like a mechanical bull almost, in my opinion. You jump on that joint and you get to ride in it. You don't know how long that ride gonna last, but you get on it and it's like a surfboard as well. You try to ride the wave as long as you can until you fall off and hope that what you put down is innovative. And I think this, again, we know about the double entendres. We know about similes and metaphors. Again, if you really wanted to be a wordsman and control a crowd with your words, you had to know how to use them. And I think these guys knew how to use them, but they had no idea of how innovative the rules that they were breaking with these rhyme patterns. It came a long way from the hip, the hop, the hibbit, to the hop, to the don't stop, like hop, stop, Dr. Seuss. So when we get to 2023 and I still hear people like, I don't care what you said in between. All I care is the last thing that you said. And if it's still stop, top, down, town, in, spin, you are a fucking nursery school rapper. Do you know any words with more than 3 syllables in it? Can you put that into the rhyme and make it rock? And then again, when you start to sprinkle in the metaphors, you start sprinkling in the double entendres, the shots, the people in the back of your head that you're really talking to. This is how a real rap song is made. But you know, they be doing something else nowadays. Let's keep leaning in.
We go third take.
Today, rappers like Kendrick Lamar are carrying on the tradition of artists that are able to use the musicality of rhymes to create really memorable songs. Let's look at Kendrick Lamar's Rigor Mortis. The first thing you'll notice is that Kendrick has created a very clear motive with his rhymes. What's a motive? Well, it's a short musical idea, a musical fragment or succession of notes that has some special importance in a composition. Here's probably the most recognizable motive in the history of music.
When Travel One hear motive, y'all know what she think of, right? Black men. It's the difference. It's the difference. This shit will have you learning stuff. This shit will have you being able to create things, not just music, but around. And I don't know if people really understand how intricate, how sophisticated this musical genre can be. Although you see 50 Tyson and Ariana Grande doing it,
Ariana Grande
doesn't mean nothing. Just because you hear Azalea and most of these people, just because you hear them doing it,
right?
You ain't saying everybody could do it.
Especially like Mr. E said, I want to say something about what you said earlier. Especially when you listen to some people like MF Doom, right? Like you can check out any one of his albums pretty much, but he got a song called Conqueso. This dude just starts rapping and keeps going, right? And but you listen to that. It's from his album MM Food.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yes, absolutely. He got another one called Danger Doom. Listen to that. Mad Villainy. That's another one. That dude was a super talented man.
We gonna get there.
Like
Stay
really
with me.
talented.
Stay with me.
That da-da-da-dum is carried out through the entire piece. In Rigor Mortis is 2 short notes followed by a long note, stringing the entire song together.
These guys, they do something with words. I got one more part to this I want to play before we chop it up. And let's go ahead and pull them up right here. Mr. Harris, you may like this part.
This garland perpetrated odd favors demonstrated in the perforated rod lavers. In all quad flavors, large savers.
He'll do setup, punchline. Like his following bar will be referencing the punchline, but not in a way that he's like setting up another one. He just starts to go in another direction, but just acknowledges where the last bar was.
This is what Mike is talking about.
I wish I had 2 more wishes, and I wish they fixed the door to the Matrix's mad glitches. Spit so many verses, sometime my jaw twitches. One thing this party could use is more booze. Put yourself in your own.
MF Doom understands the power of rhyme and the beat and completely manipulates it in a humorous way. As Pitchfork points out, the rhyme's pattern and rap's topical stereotype demands the word bitches. Yet Doom humorously says booze and uses that rhyme to connect to the next sentence.
That boy was a genius. Shout out to Doom. Rest in peace.
Absolute genius, man. Yeah.
You said he died?
Yeah.
You said he died?
Yeah, Doom passed away.
Yeah. COVID got him.
Yeah,
So
natural.
they say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
say COVID got him, but
Yes, indeed.
The elites, white oppression.
yeah, I mean, but he was one of the greats, man. I pretty much got to do his whole catalog,
Yeah.
digitally, man. I mean, I was listening to his stuff last night. In fact,
So I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I've been fucking with Doom when he was on Third Base's song Gas Face. This is before he was MF Doom. And you can see his face and everything. He had an amazing verse. So if you want to check him out, Y'all want to follow them? Start from Third Base. They had a song called Gas Face, and it was
back in the day.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And he's on that song, so check it out. But amazing artist, and again, that's the way I focus on hip hop. You know, with the troll coming over and saying, you know, take a look at the music. I'm not sure if they were aware of the different genres of music, in that some people don't gravitate to the nonsense when it comes to music and the frequencies in which we allow to enter. And, you know, the trap music, the music with not a lot of intellectual property in it, not a lot of syllable words, not a lot of displays of those, you know, verbal gymnastics that I was just showing y'all in those clips. I don't gravitate to that type of music. You know, I don't even give it a second. More R&B, more love, and raps that inspired, rap that encouraged, rap that enlightened. And that's really what I, you know, try to curate my house on and curate my life with. So, you know, that's just a reflection on how I look at hip hop, how I see the way these guys are very unique, the way they do things with words that, you know, us mere mortals just can't do. So shout out to hip hop for being 50 years old. Shout out for all the guys that lay themselves down on the line and put themselves out there doing it, man. Arshawn's pulling up. What up, Arshawn?
What is up, Mr. He said in the building?
What's up,
Mandrell, Von Eric, WorldClass, and Marcus.
Oh, you don't got any knowledge of white people. You don't got to call them
Man, congratulations on the 350. You know, I had to come up show some love, man, for that. Congratulations. You still moving and grooving, man. I appreciate you. You already know I'm a big fan of you, big fan of the family, big fan of the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'll be over there on Shame Sunday tomorrow, and Thursday, 27th, I'll be up here with you and the wife. So, man, I wanted to come and acknowledge you, the channel, the chat, the panel. All love to all of y'all. But I ain't want to, you know, take up too much time. I just got off a stream. Oh, that's the last thing before I go. I apologize, y'all. I don't normally do Saturday. Forgive me. I try not to be on I try to be, you know,
brother. Nah, do your thing, man. You are therapeutic to this space, man. Needed and necessary. So keep having the conversations you have and keep doing your thing, man. And we always have room for each other, man. It's just like drugs, man. It's enough room for everybody to make money. We ain't got to shoot each other and fight each other over no territory. But you'll be here on Thursday, man. It's a pleasure to have you over here, man. Arshawn and crew will be over here. Arshawn, you want to tell them a little bit?
Nah, I think they need to be surprised. I want to say again, Dr. Nakumbe, shout out to you. I think everybody should just come Thursday. Of course, we're gonna have a good time. We're always thoughtful. You know, we're gonna have some thought-provoking content. So, Mr. He said, me and Yella, you know it's gonna be something different. So, man, please come on through Thursday the 27th. But also, don't forget us tomorrow, Shame Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Mrs. She Says channel. So we here. Are you going to serve
do some different stuff? Any food going to be served, or any like
light refreshments? Light refreshments will be served in the congregation in the fellowship hall.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Now, what about the drinks? What type?
It's a Shanika should
have red punch. Red punch.
Yes, indeed. Yes, in
red 40. Red 40.
Critical drinking with punch.
Hey, listen, red 40 is critical. Red 40 is critical.
Okay, what type of Kool-Aid? Are we gonna have the project Kool-Aid? Or are we gonna have the trailer park Kool-Aid? Or we gonna have
it's gonna be that premium hood juice called the tap water.
Von Eric, you know I'm lying. You know there's gonna be some whiskey somewhere nearby. That's
okay.
Yes, indeed.
But all you gentlemen, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Mandrell, again, thank you for we talked. Thank you for letting me use the stream, man. I appreciate all of y'all. All of y'all super dope, man. Thank y'all, and y'all have a good one.
Now, Arshawn, before you go, I had to mention your guest when I hopped up there. Yeah, I had to mention your guest in the malarkey.
Listen, the world class, I promise you. Mr. He said and Mr. C said have been over there before when I've had that guest and another, and they nobody pulls punches, and thankfully they all handle the punches and give them back as needed. So it's been cool. That's why I try not to be all like sensitive about the chat. So you know, you was able to go. Y'all had a, for me that was a respectful exchange.
Oh yeah.
Y'all had a respectful exchange. Y'all have a totally disagreement on what y'all's belief systems are, and everybody was able to take it in stride. So that's what I like. You was able to give your point, and you were not trying to you weren't trying to tiptoe around feelings. And he was able to give his points, and he wasn't worried about feelings. I think we need more of that.
I
We
do
need
too.
less like that sensitivity, like you were talking about the other day. That sensitivity, we need to work on that.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right, bro.
All right, you have a good one.
Appreciate you, man. See you soon. Y'all go and check out Critically Drinking with Arshawn and his whole crew, man. Yella, Bree, it's amazing. Candidan, they have amazing content and are amazing content creators, man. So, all right, fellas, I'm not gonna allow y'all to corrupt me anymore. I want to play a video for you guys to just leave you with a nugget. And you guys let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna start with Mr. Harris, and we're gonna work our way around. Mr. Harris,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you check this out?
Way too many bright people for us to still have the problems that we have in the world. It's going to be our shame, you know what I mean, that we don't sit together and create people who invest with thought and consideration and care to solve the world's problems. If we can do all these things that we do digitally, technologically, economically, we can feed people, we can educate people through poverty, we can solve the problems of poverty. Poverty isn't even something that should exist in this world at this point, but we have the ability now to see the resistance, acknowledge it for what it is, and go beyond it, and go past it. We have the answers. We have so many of the answers. We have the technology. We have the wealth. We just have to be willing to share it. And in order for us to do that, we have to do the work in and on ourselves so that we can be conduits of change and improvement for other people. Because that's really what it's about. We have the ability. I think it just takes courageous folks, you know, who are not afraid to see the new world that's on the horizon.
Mr. Harris, let's start with you and work our way around.
Not bad. She's absolutely right when she says it's going to take people who are willing to do it. That's the problem. I mean, again, I think I said this to Noble before. I know Marcus and I have mentioned to each other before, like, but you guys would be absolutely amazed at how much of your life is actually engineered. I'm going to give you some money, not too much, just enough to stay in enough debt to where you can't really move. So if I'm too busy trying to earn a living to pay bills, when do I have time to organize? You know what I'm saying? When do we have time to read and improve ourselves and get the knowledge we need to actually get in the courtroom and fight the fight that we need to fight? Because that's where it's going to end up. That's where the battlefield is. It's going to be in the courtroom. We need legislation. The White House. We have to have that kind of stuff ratified and signed into the law. So
Chamber of Commerce.
When do we have time to do that if we're too busy paying bills and getting jobs? So it's going to take people who are willing to sacrifice something. Something's going to give way, either time in a relationship with your wife or kids, or you're going to have to. You say you're a person who is not married, but you want to get married. You got to sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice that. You might have to sacrifice not buying a home. Something somewhere is going to have to go for a lot of people in order for us to do what we need to do to make real change. And getting people who are willing, enough people who are willing to do that, that's a task in itself. So she's right about that. We have the wealth, we have it, but getting enough people to go into this thing full regalia to where it'll make a difference, that's a problem. The willingness.
I hear you. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's just no
There's
will.
a will, there's a way. Yeah, there you go.
I got you. I mean, you know, the proof's in the pudding. Again, you know, fast forward 2 years, here we are still sitting in the same place. And that's why, you know, my latest rhetoric and soapbox that I've been on, it was speaking toward results. Like we need to start putting our confidence and our faith in people that have the results that we're looking for. And that's where my, you know, check your source clips come from, because really, truly, check the source of your kudos and your criticisms. If they're coming from a admirable place, govern yourself accordingly. But if it's not, man, don't even Don't even waste your time. So it's on you, Von Eric. What do you think about the clip I played, man? Do we have the means and the capabilities to do better? Are we just not?
Yeah, I think what she said is right on. As far as the means, I'm gonna piggyback once again off of Mandra. Sorry, Mandra, just the information that you and everybody else. When he said as far as the sacrifice and to get information, to gain information, let's be clear. When Roosevelt put in the social system, do you know corporations was implemented and was gaining money off of the welfare of the social system that Roosevelt implemented and put in? Let's be also clear. In Clinton administration, Lockheed Martin got the contract to input child support. They was in charge. They got the contract because we wasn't at war at the time. There are many corporations that's making money off of poverty. Understand this. Once you see and get the understanding of how it works, then you will have to do what Mandrell says, make sacrifice. Make the sacrifice that you need within a system that holds you down because they want to make money. Let's be clear. If you own a business, why would you mess your business up by making the poor people wealthy? That would be bad business if I was a businessman making money off of poverty. So do what Mandrell say, make the sacrifice, make what you need and do so you can excel, even though the system is upon you and pushes you down. Share information, like I said before. Get with your brothers and sisters in the neighborhood, build the community. Even though you're in the system, you can work as you're not in the system. The key word, as far as what Mandrell said, is sacrifice. And I think that will be, and that will help us all come together. And even though the system is against us because they want to keep us down so they can make money off of us, American Express, Visa, MasterCard, every time you swipe those EBT cards, they're making money. This is a system that was put together to put burdens on us and keep us down. So if you're willing to make that sacrifice, you can get through it.
True indeed, man. Well said. Well said. Appreciate that. How about you, World Class? What do you think, sir?
Definitely great show, great celebration. Everybody that's on the replay, please hit the subscribe button, the channel, like button, share to all your social media platforms. Comment in the comment section below. I've always said that, and if people don't know, Lauryn Hill is hip hop. She represents everything that hip hop is. I think she's like top 5 female rapper, top 5 vocalist. And her message has always been like that. I like her for the things, to how she was when she came back, retirement, casting show. She always gives high quality information. She speaks with power like that. She said one key word, that was conduit. People don't really want to be a conduit, which is kind of be a facilitator of energy. And everybody want to either be on one end to be the cause of it, or the other end to be the victim of it, or the receiver of it, and just not being that transfer of energy. And she speaks from a position of ownership, of what I always talk about, that we have enough. People they want to get into, whoa, what do we have? Let's count the numbers. And no, nigga, we got it. Let's just appreciate what we do have and use what we do have efficiently. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, I really don't see it as a sacrifice. Even if we're talking about health, I see it as fair trade. I just think at the time, we just don't value the other end because we haven't felt it and experienced it. Because when I'm saying most of the time, Andrew, what we do is I'm trading comfort and convenience for ownership. And in that time frame, I'll have to deal with discomfort. I'll have to deal with inconvenience. But I am banking on that I live principally enough to where in time, my efficiency will render me solvency, aka profit. And it'll make sense for me. And I just think it's fair trade, to be honest. the value system is like polar opposites. I'd rather have the end game than the front end. But to her point, I think we've educated enough in that. I really felt that part. We have. What we have today is we know how to do both. We know how to get the upfront and we know how to get the back. It's just not enough of coming together on both ends. That's why I always name. I have a lot of reasons for naming the channel. We understand business and understand infrastructure and understand world economics at a world-class level. If we could sit and really say that we understood those things, we could get the thing done. And being a conduit, right, is like being the person that's going to take on blunt force trauma, take on the stress over time to get things done. And she said the language that needs to be said, and I really appreciate it. So I agree with it. We have enough. We just don't think we're enough.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. What do you think of that last clip, Marcus?
I mean, I take everything, what everybody says, and I just try to make the best of it. Like I always say, the saying too, when life throws shit at you, try to make fertilizer out of it, because we try. We're born into a world that's sometimes for the most part you feel like it's against you, and try to make the best of it. You try to learn from those. There's a saying: "Smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from others' mistakes." Unfortunately, if you are that wise man, you have to see others take that hit sometimes, if it's not yourself. So I learned things a lot more from my father and my uncle and a brother here or there and other men than women. Because women live a completely different life than us men. We walk different paths. It's just certain accesses and privileges a certain way. I'm not crying or complaining about it. I'm just understanding that's a double standard, and like I said too, there are some things that I can't speak on because I can't relate the same as much to certain ways, and I'm not blind by that. I'm not going to act like, hey, I walk the same shoes as a black person, but I can understand that we can walk the same shoes as men. That I will agree with you. I've seen things where the system has been used against my father. Women have abused that system, aka my mother. I've seen where an ex of mine was crazy, and I decided to ignore it and be the good Christian guy and give him a chance. And hey, but I learned from my mistakes. There are some things that, hey, I wish I could take back, but I can't. All I can do is learn, move forward, and give advice. Not bitter. It's just overall help people. That's it. Life gives you some eggs. You make a scrambled egg. You can make an omelet, whatever you can. And on another note too, because I felt like I was rude because I only put in BET, but I watched My Wife and Kids. I watched One on One. I did the Boondocks. I watched The Proud Family. So I have composure. So I'm not. Listen, the closest thing that we have as Hispanics and Mexicans to BET is Telemundo and Univision. And when those women are shaking their asses, it's almost the same thing. But hey, they look a little different. That's it. So I guess, hey, we got issues with our women too. Not every. They try to paint this picture like Latina women are so submissive sometimes. Not the American westernized indoctrinated ones as much, because even they are. They have OnlyFans too. Spoiler alert. Some of you guys that are doing the hanky panky with your lefty or your righty, you're paying for that.
Left or the right. I hear you. Well, I appreciate all of you guys' feedback, man. I appreciate y'all being here with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but again, man, I just wanted to reflect on these 350 subs we got. Don't forget about everything we got coming up, man. We got the book bag drive that is still going. We don't ask for any donations because our nonprofit got that. United Community Network here in Baltimore, Maryland. We are official. Check us out. We everywhere social. We have a community garden. We always do drives for the children, and it is our honor and our duty to give back. That is going to be at 5 Bellows Court in Baltimore, Maryland. You guys, if you are in the area, if the young ones need a book bag, please check us out. We got Arshawn and the Critically Drinking crew coming on Thursday. We're going to have an amazing conversation about villainism. They are a channel dedicated to the isms, and we wanted to do our journalistic integrity and have a show themed based off their theme and let them know that we watched them and have watched an episode from beginning to end multiple, and are going to be prepared with research and questions and a great conversation, and it's going to be entertaining. So y'all come through, check us out, hit us on any of our social platforms. We are heavy on TikTok. Check it out. We outside. We appreciate you guys for coming through. I think I'm going to try to get the missus and get her a drink before she relaxes for the evening. It's been a long day for her. I encourage and suggest that each and every last one of y'all have an amazing week. Do something good for somebody other than yourself, because that's when real character shines through. People might not hear that when we say it every week, or they might miss the social eclipse part of our intro where we say when you lose sight of those children, they are the ones that really fall by the wayside and are really the ones that take the brunt of that hit. So, being a parent is being selfless. Put those little ones forward, because if not, Mrs. She Said might catch you, and you do not want that, because she will blast you, man. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Love up on somebody, because we all deserve that, man. And let me hit up Arshawn, man. Shout out to Arshawn and the Critically Drinking crew. They blessed us with a Cash App. And Donique Anthony, of course, one of our hugest supporters. So let's bless y'all before we get out of here, man. Appreciate you, Arshawn. Good looking out, bro.
We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Hey. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Hey. We gotta go. We.
Apologize, I didn't mean to cut you off, my bro.
No, you fine, Marcus. You good, bro. Yo, y'all be good, man. Have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you guys on the backspin, man.
Definitely.
Peace.
Everything in creation and in physical form has its own fundamental resonant frequencies.